What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? It's Rudy Henderson with J.A.G Gaming, Comic, and Movie News Network, right back with you again. This time I'm actually going to be showing off gameplay of the actual Cataclysm event. So, this is my first time going in it. I didn't play on the test servers that were happening over the last few weeks so they could fix all the bugs and all that stuff. But as you can see here, getting into it, the weather is severely changed. What's on screen right now is going to be the inversion, so you're going to get turbo gear and ultimate boost. I believe that's just going to be for the initial week that it's out right now. I believe this is I don't believe, I know for a fact that it's a multi-week event. But this is, my first impressions, my first time actually getting to play. I do play on Grandmaster 2. I played on Grandmaster 2 to try and see what the loot differential would be. But as you can see, the spot that we're landing in here is a safe zone. And we're essentially going to be going from stormy areas, that is the actual cataclysm outside itself, into these safe zones to sort of fix puzzles and things of that nature. As you can see, I went down for a second there. um, so we're going in here, and each one of these different safe zones has a different form of sort of puzzle or challenge or trial, whatever you like to call it. So if you look up in the top right hand corner, it says time remaining. These things are timed. So the faster time you get, the better you and your team are at getting these things done, the higher score you're going to get. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I have everything figured out when it comes to this, because I don't. I really don't. I don't know what the score mechanic is. It does have something to do with, I guess, the amount of shards that you get at the end, and I'll explain that a little bit further in this video. But this event that we're doing right now, I'm just trying to help clear out some of these enemies so some of the other guys here on the team can get some of these rods. You see them popping up in the background there. Get some of these rods under control. Once you have all the rods down, that crystal in the middle becomes available, and then we can attack it and go on to the next part of the cataclysm. So this is just part one, and as you see, the enemies are non-stop. Again, this is Grandmaster 2 difficulty. I can't speak to anything less than this. This is my first time playing it. But you see where it says Javelin Unstable? That's when I step outside of the safe area here and things get bad. I went down again, that's why it says power restored, and it skipped a little bit there. But as you can see right there to my left, there's a spear sticking out of the ground, or sticking out of the platform there, and our job is to get them all collected and good and whatnot. I'm still trying to figure things out during this playthrough. Luckily for myself, some of these guys that played, there's a gentleman here, the second name, I believe it's German. I'm not even going to try and butcher it, but it seems as though he had played this before. Maybe he had been on the test server, or maybe he had gotten on earlier and was playing, but it seems like he was able to do it. So as you can see here, we're 6 of 7 down. I'm sort of hanging out next to this crystal. We get all 7, jump up here and destroy the crystal. So once you destroy this crystal, you complete this part of the cataclysm, and a chest opens up, or you get a chest sort of like at the end of some of the strongholds and legendary mission and legendary contracts and things of that nature. You get masterwork embers and uncommon embers and all that. This is the part where I don't know what's gonna go on with the loot distribution. I don't know. I only played this one time. I do plan on playing it more as time goes on, because I'm trying to see how this works out. But again, I'm on Grandmaster 2, and as you saw pop up in the right hand corner there, I was getting some rare and epic items. So when playing Grandmaster 2, I sort of expect to only get, the occasional epic masterworks and, some legendaries. I know they're really hard to come by, and in the patch notes for patch 1.3, which is this update, it did say that they had fixed the luck system, which has to deal with the loot. So I'm hoping that maybe that's something that got fixed. As you can see, we're literally flying through this cataclysm. The lightning's coming down. The weather, it's really cool. The weather's really affected around you, and we come into the safe zone. So this is a different task, a different sort of thing that we have to do here. So again, me not really knowing what to do. I'm just sort of shooting at some stuff, trying to take care of some people. I don't really know what the objective of this is yet, but I had some teammates that were pretty good at what they were doing, and you'll see as we fly around here a little bit later that it's sort of easy to figure out. It's sort of intuitive. It's not the hardest thing in the world. So one thing I would like to touch on is the time mechanic. You see, we got 12 minutes and some change left up there in the right hand corner. I didn't know, because I heard about this from, reading reports and seeing a little bit of the play server that the PC players were playing on, and I didn't know if it was something I would like. I would say the more I played it and the more I got into it, I really enjoyed it. It adds an element of challenge, in my opinion, that I don't know how to describe it. I just really enjoyed it. Like, I think the faster time you get to getting everything done, it helps you get a higher score, and the higher score you get shards. And there's a seasonal store that's open now in Anthem where you can get new seasonal armor that hasn't been released before. There's new vinyls, there's new emotes, new everything, and everything can be bought with in-game currency, which is going to be the shards. And you'll see that again, like I mentioned earlier, a little bit later on in the video. I just really wanted people to get a good look at how it's being played. And this is on PlayStation 4. This isn't a PlayStation 4 Pro, nothing special going on. This is just a regular PlayStation 4. As you saw, the weather from the Cataclysm itself just came inside the safe zone again. So a little bit later on in this section, I figure out why that is. And you're able to stop that from happening, but occasionally it will happen. It sort of reminds me of the Stronghold Tyrant Mine, when you're up on the platform and those little orbs are shocking you, and as long as you shoot them and get them to stop, it doesn't affect you that much. But the longer you let them stick around, the longer they're going to be able to affect you and the rest of your team. But as you can see, I'm hitting these people, and if you just look around looking at the color of this loot, I'm not seeing very many masterwork. I'm not really seeing very many legendary. And it's interesting because on an earlier playthrough of the Cataclysm, because to unlock the Cataclysm, you have to do 3 story missions that are included in the update. And on my 3rd story mission, I got 6 masterworks alone. So that was a little bit confusing. So we see here the objective was essentially kill everyone here, and these will start to open up a bit. Collect these little orbs here, and it'll unlock this. And then you have to go place the echoes, something sort of similar. Place the echoes inside of these little, I'm just going to call them echo chambers. I don't know the official name for them. But you place them there. And then we just start to notice, after collecting these and placing them where they're supposed to be placed, you sort of notice, okay, well, we have 4. You only have 4. No one knows where the 5th one is. And this is where I sort of figured out, okay, if you shoot that, the bad weather from the Cataclysm goes away. So searching for the missing echo here, looking all around, trying to figure out what's going on. Did we miss something? Is there an enemy we didn't kill that might have an echo or something like that? And I noticed this right here, this little pocket here. And I didn't know it was going to let me go underwater, but you see there's some switches there. You go in here and boom, there's an echo right there. So I try to go back and talk to my teammates, but like I said, the other guy seems like he might have had a little handle on it, or like he had played before. He was already heading over there. I try to just talk to everyone, rally everyone else up, and let them know where we have to go to get this part of the mission done here. And then I'll show you here, once you shoot this orb here, the bad weather does go away. It no longer affects your javelin. Everything's good. So again, keep watching that time there. And then this is the part that I really liked about this particular one. It was sort of like a puzzle, because that little magnetic field that you go through, you fly through when coming into this underwater chamber part. If you are carrying anything with you, whether it be an echo or any other sort of game event type of thing that you need to carry, it will not pass through this right here. So what has to happen is we have to go get 2 of the echoes that we've already put in these little echo chambers and plug them down into those 2 little echo chambers down there to put the guard down so we can get through. So at this point, we're sort of discussing some stuff, some strategy or whatever, what we need to do, what we think needs to happen, getting that done. And we got the 2 echoes. We're going back right through here. You see someone put the 2 things in here. Now we just have to go through here. That magnetic wall is gone. We just need to collect 1 more of those little light orbs off the ground, which one of my teammates is doing right now. And then place an echo in there. Boom, final echo right there. So then all we have to do is go back through and place the echoes through. So I really liked this because I thought that it was a nice sort of change up to the traditional collect echoes and put them in this and collect echoes and do that. And you know, we got it right because we literally, as soon as we came out, just had an abundance of enemies that we had to fight. So that is the clue to let you know that you're doing something right, is when enemies come back out of nowhere to try and kill you. We're able to place all the echoes. The crystal appears. You got to go up here and destroy the crystal. And then yet again, this part is over. And it's time for us to go ahead and open up that chest. So again, keeping track of that time up there, we got about, I believe, 7 minutes and some change there. We open up the chest, and yet again, look at this loot. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this was a glitch on my side. I don't know if it's something that the update hasn't fully taken care of yet. But as you see, a whole bunch of epic items, and this wouldn't be a problem if I had a javelin that needed epic items, but I'm far past that at this point. I have mostly masterwork and a couple legendary things going on here. So we're going to travel to the next area where yet again there is another trial for us. And you know, I didn't know how this is going to work out. I'm going to fly out here into the Cataclysm. Here we go. Weather is absolutely awful, but I love the way the effects are working on the screen. I love everything about this part. I do think that this is a little bit of life that this game sort of needed to be breathed into it, honestly, because it was a game that was stagnant. I'll be honest with you, I hadn't played it in a while. The news of the update this morning, other than prompting me to upload a video, literally made me re-download the game and see what it was about. So we get to the next trial. You do have little challenges that you complete for getting to each trial. You can see the score there. That score, I assume, is important. They said there were leaderboards. I assume that that deals with the leaderboard system that they were talking about. Just sort of saw that, didn't really know what to do with it, and I didn't really want to waste any time because I didn't know what was going to happen if we did waste time. So then we come to another familiar activity. We got to go get the little hardware here and put it there. But we have some brutes here, some tougher enemies, and this is GM2, so they hit pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie to you here. There was a lot of deaths flying around on this portion of the game. But you see here, we go to pick this up. I get frozen, so that's fun. But you go to pick it up, and boom, I go through that little force field thing again, and I didn't really notice. It took the thing off my back. So I have to go back and sort of see if I can get this out of the force field and continue on with the mission. So this one, it's not as much of a puzzle as it is timed. They stay open for a certain amount, they stay closed for a certain amount, but the hard part here is when you're going to go get the hardware that you need to complete the task, you're stuck in this little kill box and you can't leave when the force field is up. But the brutes and other enemies are literally just right here trying to kill you. So again, as you see, the force field came back up. He lost the item. I'm going to try and pick the item back up. And then it's back up again. So you just really have to time it the correct way. We were trying to figure out a way to really get this done. He had went down, and he was honestly one of the better people on my team. I don't think we would have been able to do it without either of those Colossuses, honestly. So we're really trying to figure out how to get through at the right time, eliminate some of these enemies at the right time. There's also like a little, I don't want to call it a boss, because we all know in Anthem with the bosses, I consider that more of like the stronghold sort of deal going on. And you have the boss with the gigantic red life bar at the top. Those are like mini bosses to me, the ones that just have the target over them. They're a little bit tougher than your run-of-the-mill, you know, bullet fodder, cannon fodder type people that you got flying around, but they're not, to me, on boss level. So as you see, I went down again here. Once again, Grandmaster 2 difficulty. This is giving you guys some sort of idea of what it's like. Teammate's going to come over here. He's going to see if he can grab this and heal me up. That's essentially what's going to happen. And now, since we've killed a good amount of the people in this room, we're going to try and get out of here at the correct time to put it away. So I decide, we talked it over a little bit. I decide, all right, we're just going to go over here and go after some of these other enemies and the boss, so the other people can, you know, focus on getting the things that we need to get to where they need to go. So here's the little mini boss of the stage, the Valkyrie floating around there, trying to eliminate us. We're trying to take care of them and get the rest of these. Make sure that the person carrying it doesn't die or doesn't run through the force field. So that's another little mechanic here. But this is me just sort of showing you around the area, how big the areas are. You know, about how many enemies, how tough the enemies are. So now we're just gonna make a concerted effort, essentially, to just get this person out of here. We really don't need this person here. And again, looking up at the time, we have about 3 minutes left. Again, I have no idea what happens when the time in this runs out. I just know that it's timed. It wasn't really explained that much. I didn't take as much time to read the tutorial because I was already flying into a safe zone, so it was sort of hard for me to do that. But we're just going to sort of take down this little mini boss here while the other two people go and get the items and put them in that little echo chamber thing. Again, don't know the technical term for it. That's just what I'm going to call it. And we're just really going to try and go to town here on this boss and see what we can do. We got 3 of the 4. So now we're just trying to finish the boss and get the last one to open up for us. Luckily for us, we sort of did it at the same time. So we just finished the boss off. The crystal's right there in the middle. We go over here, so as soon as it opens up, we can unload on it and try and get out of here with this little 2 minutes that we have left. So we're able to get it open here in just a second. And as far as everything going on, map design, level design, all that, I mean, I think that it was pretty cool. I liked it. I do like the little crystal mechanic here. It's just different than anything else that's been in the game. We get that over with. We're gonna open up another chest. Gotta find it, but we're gonna open up another chest. And yet again, this is giving you guys insight on loot. Of course, you get the embers and stuff, but yet again, look at the loot. It seems to be more epic and rare stuff, and I am playing on Grandmaster 2 difficulty. I don't know, again, this was a one-time thing. I don't know if it's a me thing, and again, like I said, this is an event that's happening over a span of weeks. So maybe this week it's a lot of epic stuff, maybe next week it's a lot of masterwork stuff or a lot of cosmetic stuff. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to really speculate into it. I think I'm just going to put more time into actually playing the game and figuring out the mechanics and figuring out more and more things before I just make assumptions and say that the loot itself isn't fixed. Because as I told you, I did a mission, or the 3 missions before this, and I got at least a masterwork in each one of those, and I was playing Grandmaster 1 for one of them. So I was getting at least masterworks and stuff like that in every single one of the missions, and it just sort of seems odd to me that when I came into the Cataclysm, you know, I didn't get it. So now we're going to travel over here to this big orb. Again, I don't know what any of this is. I come in, I see one of my teammates is already down. Boom. Gigantic boss fight. So this is the boss of the Cataclysm. Her name is Vara. They show you a nice little cutscene at the end of the 3rd mission that you do, showing how she gets this way, what happened, how the Cataclysm came to be. I thought it was a nice little add-on. It wasn't just a random event that they just put into the game. It didn't make any sense. But the problem here is they gave us 5 minutes to beat her. I don't know if we had done the other tasks a little bit faster, we would have had some more time. But we had maybe 2 minutes, 1:30 left after we completed the last trial. And it essentially bumped us back up to 5 minutes to get over here and fight her. And she is a tough one. This is a very ridiculous attack that she has that just sort of kills anything that's not in like an immediate circle around her. But boss design, how she is, she's sort of like the monitor from the final stronghold that you do in story. But I would say she's probably stronger. The monitor was like really terrible. Like the monitor, I did not have fun beating up on the monitor over and over again all the time. I believe that she is like the monitor. As you can see, the area of effect attack she has going on, she uses a lot of fire, but she can take a hit. If you look at this, and then there's that attack again, and you see there's a small ring right around her feet. If you can get within that ring, it won't destroy you as badly as it did me, because if you get hit by that, it's sort of like when you get hit by Titan's fire, when you don't have the appropriate amount of armor, it does not end well for you whatsoever. So as you can see, we're making a concerted effort to really try and do our worst to her. We get to like the end of one of her like 3 health bars here, and Obviously, we probably could have comboed better and done a couple things a little bit better, teamwork wise, synergy wise. But again, it's some of our first times playing this, sort of getting an idea of what's going on. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this fight. I enjoyed pretty much everything that I did about the Cataclysm, even though I didn't really know what was going on. I had a ton of fun. You guys, comment below. Let me know what you think about the Cataclysm so far. Let me know if you've played it. Let me know if you're gonna play it. Let me know if you're just totally done with Anthem. I could understand if you are. Trust me, it's been a long wait. This is supposed to come out in like May, and it's August now, and it's coming out. But for everything, I think we had fun. You see that our time runs out here, and they basically tell us they're pulling us out. They do some math. Our score is tallied up, and we get the bonuses and whatever. We end up over 200,000 with 232 of those little shards that I was trying to mention. Now, those shards are imperative because you can use those shards in the seasonal store. So the regular store that you buy your armor sets and stuff for is not there, but you can use it in the seasonal store. And this is the loot breakdown. This is what I was talking about, guys. All of the loot that I got, and I got one masterwork. Now, don't get me wrong, the masterwork is cool because the masterwork sort of shows off that new melee weapon mechanic that they added, and that's going to be a masterwork melee weapon for my rangers. So I'm really happy about that pickup. But all in all, I hope the loot distribution gets a little bit better. Either way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell for more content. Thanks for watching the video, and keep it sexy.